I'm joined by Uzoma Dozie, who's the CEO of Diamond Bank. Uzoma, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks for having me here.
So tell me your agenda here at Davos. It's the 48th Annual World Economic Forum. What are you wanting to achieve on the ground?
Well, I think it's to participate in how we shape the future in a fractured world, but also to tell Nigeria's story on what we're doing, using the new technologies to drive, especially in our area, financial inclusion, and what the banking industry is doing. We normally hear what the challenges are, but I think it's time to tell stories of what we're doing right and how do we scale it, how do we work together to scale it. So that's the message we're trying to promote here in Davos from a Nigeria perspective.
Well, you will be appearing on a panel on financial inclusion tomorrow, and I suppose it's a little more about the depth and breadth of Diamond Bank's history in financial inclusion, specifically in Africa.
Yes, I think our DNA has always been how do we create new markets. And when we started as an organization, was how do we go into the middle market and provide services? Now, where we see the opportunity is definitely in the underbanked and unbanked space in Nigeria, and also with particular focus on women as well. How do we create solutions? How do we take that? How do we create inclusiveness and take that to the market? And what we found is that technology is the best way to do that. It allows us to reach and scale in a cost-effective manner. And most importantly, we have the opportunity to leapfrog solutions that new world countries are using.
So just you mentioned women and the agenda in terms of basically forging financial inclusion for women themselves. How are you doing and what are your aspirations in this space?
Well, I think first of all, it's to create a level playing field. So we're not doing anything special. We haven't got any special product. It is just understanding that women have special needs and catering for that in our product and proposition. And so we've been very successful in doing that. And what we find is that solutions that we've actually come out with targeting for women, men have also used as well. And so I think we've brought in, for example, we brought in 500,000 new customers, of which 40% were women, using a solution, working with the Women's World Banking Group to provide services to women in the marketplace. So those are the kind of things that we're doing, using technology, and people actually not coming to the bank to open an account, but actually doing it by themselves on their mobile phone, which has been very successful.
So, Uzoma, I want to talk a little bit now about Nigeria coming out of a recession at the end of last year. And, of course, we do have the political election on the horizon come February 2019. What are your prospects for Nigeria as one of the captains of industry in this territory?
Well, I think the first thing we hope for is a smooth transition. We've had 3 so far since the military took over, and so we don't think there will be any difference here. And I think as we progress with election, what we find is there's more information going into the public space, and there's more social governance and social responsibility. So we expect a smooth transition, and what we just want is stability, so that it will not discourage any investments in Nigeria within and outside. But we do not expect. We're optimistic about the future.
And then Lagos is garnering a lot of attention with start-up technology companies. You're an expert in this space. What do you think it takes to get a startup to become a fully fledged business?
Well, I think Lagos is a place for. I think Lagos is one of those cities that's going to be great in the future. It's a place for everyone, and so we have to. Since there's no infrastructure right now, it gives us an opportunity to start from ground zero. And what we've seen is that, especially Diamond Bank, we've actually benefited from the new startups coming up, collaborating with us to actually provide services for the small businesses. So as you heard a few months back, Nigeria moved up the scale in ease of doing business, and that's because we're using new systems, new technologies to ensure that people can start off their business in a frictionless manner.
Uzoma Dozie, thank you so much for joining us here at the World Economic Forum in our studio, CNBC Africa.